The largest Dogecoin short squeeze in history is about to happen as we are on the precipice of some major developments in the crypto space. This comes as we are seeing record inflows in the short direction in cryptocurrency. We have not seen this level of crypto inflow shorts ever. 75% of the current inflows into the crypto markets are in the short direction, which means we have a ton of pessimism in the market. Many people are right now believing cryptocurrency is about to crash even further than it already has, and this has been spurred as a direct result of what we have seen with FTX. But is FTX and what's happened with it enough of a reason for this high of a short amount? And the answer is absolutely not. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is and why this could be the best opportunity to make money through a giant short squeeze that we have seen in the cryptocurrency market in quite a while, especially for Dogecoin, but for the entire crypto market, there's an opportunity here. Yo, what's up? Hey, says Alex Yanez, and SG Strong says hey as well. I wish I understood this stuff. I'm gonna try to explain to you here. Irvin, as he just commented that underneath the stream. Welcome, by the way. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe with notifications on. This is the place to stay updated in real time on all of the most important developments in the finance world. Elon Musk, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, everything you could possibly want to know. How to make more money, how to increase your own trading ability, and how to read market conditions and sentiment in a way that makes you more profitable than you otherwise would have been. Make sure to join right now, and if you want to press the like button, you're certainly welcome to do that. One like equals one new individual coming into live, so take a second, go down there, press the button, and help out the cryptocurrency community, especially Dogecoin, as we continue to talk about that. But U.S. prosecutors actually opened a probe to FTX months before its collapse. This just coming out as we now are starting to see that some of the cracks were forming before this major waterfall of negativity happened and the collapse of FTX, which SBF is entirely, if not largely, responsible for. Based on all available evidence that we have seen so far, it's pretty safe to say SBF needs to be held accountable almost exclusively for so much of this. Now, there were some other nefarious characters within FTX, but still, nonetheless, he needs to be held primarily responsible because he had, at the end of the day, the final calls on all of this stuff. And so as we continue to read through this, we also see this. Crypto lender Genesis, one of the reasons why we have seen this record level of shorts, 75%, with millions and millions of dollars going into shorting cryptocurrency, is partly not just because of FTX, but because we were expecting a domino effect. One of the ones that would have been the most likely to fall is Genesis. They are now denying bankruptcy plans after FTX collapse, saying that the people who were claiming they're going to go bankrupt, the people who were claiming that they're over, were lying or had a faulty source. And so this is a very positive thing. This is one of the reasons why I'm suggesting that this could be one of the biggest fake out short opportunities we've ever seen, which has led to this massive amount of shorts. When they do get called, hopefully as the market starts to go back up, as people realize how small this is in comparison to what people are thinking, then that could be absolutely substantially massive for cryptocurrency. Just to give you an idea, we have reports that FTX is down about 3 billion. Some reports were saying around 8 billion. FTX himself, or Sam Bankman-Fried himself, confirmed that the 3 billion number is around accurate. I don't know if we can trust him though. It's somewhere between 3 and 8 billion. We know that. Let's just say it's on the high side. Let's say it's 8 billion. Right now, that 8 billion is only less than 1% of the entire market cap of crypto. So we're freaking out. We're worried over less than 1% of the market cap of crypto. And now that we know, according to their own mouths, that we're likely not going to see a collapse when it comes to Genesis, that suggests that we likely won't see a lot of the other dominoes fall that we thought could potentially fall. Perhaps there was less invested in FTX than we thought. Now, this is not to take away from the fact that if you had money in FTX, you absolutely deserve that money back, and it's extremely unfair what happened to you, but should it take away from the entire cryptocurrency market sentiment, especially for those who did not have it in FTX, their money that is? No, I don't think that's the case, and I think that's why this short squeeze is going to be the biggest that we've ever seen. A little bit of a green candle day here for Dogecoin, as it's continuing to hit this 7-cent area and bounce off like a trampoline. And of course, I've told you on yesterday's video, we would see Dogecoin much higher than this right now if we had not seen these events unfolding. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. As we also have this, FTX 3.1 billion, top 50 creditors, that continuing to circulate around the internet as more and more people wonder, will they be able to find investment? It's looking increasingly so that that's not going to be able to happen. If you did have your money in FTX, you're probably not going to ever see that again, unfortunately. But perhaps there could be other ways to move forward with this. Texas is now investigating celebrity endorsements of bankrupt crypto firm FTX. And now, as much as I would love to completely and totally roast Steph Curry, I like Tom Brady a little bit more. But I mean, it's even so, we can roast Tom Brady too, right? But when it comes to these celebrities being sued, at the end of the day, you have to put more accountability on FTX. You have to put more accountability on Sam Bankman-Fried, because he was paying the money to do this. They should not be allowed to promote crypto. They should not be allowed to promote crypto exchanges. That's perfectly fine. The problem is that the government did not set clear regulations in the United States, which then led to FTX moving overseas to the Bahamas, which then led to them having way less scrutiny on them than they would have otherwise had. And that, of course, has created this massive problem, this massive situation, which then also took down FTX US, which was the counterparty that was working with FTX, all under the same umbrella of Sam Bankman-Fried. So that's why you really shouldn't allow these companies to go overseas and do what they're doing, when you could just simply put better regulatory framework. Now, allows a strong word, because they can still do that if they want. What I'm saying is you should incentivize people to actually have their companies of cryptocurrency based out of the US by making strong guidelines and making them clear and fair and good for crypto. Encouraging, helpful. For example, you shouldn't be allowed to use customer funds to do risky investments. That should be against the law if you're a crypto exchange. Exchanges absolutely need to be regulated. That right there is the biggest and most important thing for moving forward with crypto. But fortunately, it is going to happen. It's already in the works right now. Crypto itself, no regulation. Exchanges, yes regulation. 305 million tweet impressions, 840 tweets, 28 million profile visits, 588k mentions. Still the top mention is Elon Musk saying, yay, he's investing in Tesla, in response to my tweet where I mentioned that Jeff Bezos was trying to invest in the future of global warming, making global warming better, and also trying to help with political divisions and things like that. That's what Jeff Bezos said. So I was saying, all right, just give it all to Elon Musk then, and Elon Musk liked that. Then our most liked tweet is this one. Elon Musk has been able to successfully run Twitter now with only 50 employees. What the heck were those other 7,950 people even doing? That has 274,000 likes, has been seen by close to 30 million people, which is crazy. And so that's our most engaged tweet. And there we go. There's the update. I've been giving an update every single day on @MattWallace88 on Twitter. If you want to go check it out, you can get updates in real time, and they're even faster than perhaps YouTube is capable of. That said, you can still get pretty dang fast updates on YouTube as well most of the time, especially if it's a breaking news event. I try to come on as quickly as I possibly can, as we are seeing right now Elon Musk continuing to talk about what he's going to do with Twitter and how he's going to improve it. So right now Twitter has been continuing to add daily active users all the way up to 213 million in the dark blue category and 45.6 million in the light blue category, which is, I believe, a comparison of week versus daily. And MDAU, average by week, is now up to 260 million, up from 250 million on 10-2. So in really just about 2 months or so, we've seen a massive improvement on the total amount of people using Twitter, which is obviously nice because Elon Musk is planning to do something big, and that is video creation on Twitter. Of course, we're going to take full advantage of that, and I'm going to be having my own Twitter show, which I'm very excited about because we already have a pretty big following on Twitter, and so we're going to be able to use that to grow our influence for our community, to have fun, and to continue to build what we want to see in the world. We want to see people who are encouraging free speech. We want to see people who are encouraging cryptocurrency to really take over a lot of the current financial systems. That's what we're going to use our influence for, and that's what we're going to continue to promote and have fun with. We also saw him weighing in, Elon Musk that is, on the FTX thing. This is kind of crazy. I mean, my goodness. We've been getting a good number of softball pieces on Sam Bankman-Fried. The reason why is because he's donated a lot of money to politicians. He's donated a lot of money to relative various different organizations of media, including, I believe he did donate indirectly to the Wall Street Journal. Now, that's not 100% confirmed, but you can look at the ties. You can see pretty much every single possible way he could. He was trying to gain influence and to gain favor using capital, using investors' money, basically. Now we know from hindsight. But still, though, nonetheless, I think it's very important to call this out when we see it, as Elon Musk did. FTX is bankrupt because of a complete failure. Oh, wow. Look at this. There's a bird watch check. A complete failure of corporate controls and such complete absence of trustworthy financial information amid allegations of theft. Outside of the editor's opinion, no apparent connection between SBF and former President Donald Trump exists. Wow. Then we have this. Yeah, that's definitely not the reason it failed. So, wow. Wall Street Journal getting absolutely wrecked and called out here on their Twitter post. Now, the truth of the matter is, right now, what we're seeing with the media is largely because Sam Bankman-Fried donated around $60 million to politicians. 40 million or so of that was to Democrats, or 20 million or so was to Republicans. I believe that's correct. Now, I know for a fact 20 million or so went to Republicans. It's a little bit confusing as to what the other amount was. Did he donate a full 60 million to Democrats? Some sources were reporting that. And then also the 20 million to Republicans? Or did he donate 40 million and 20 million, a total of 60 million? I could not find accurate information on that. Only Sam Bankman-Fried himself would actually know that, most likely. But nonetheless, he donated mostly to Democrats, and he donated some to Republicans too. So I think both those things are important to remember. He was not just simply trying to support politics 100%, but at the same time, you can kind of see from his overall shift, he wanted to go towards the Democrats. I think that's because, in part, he saw them as more powerful in terms of what they could do to help his business, especially because Joe Biden was in office. That could be part of it. He could also just want Democrats to win. We don't know entirely for sure what the reason is, but regardless, it's still very bad, and it's still having ramifications on the truth, because now, I guarantee you, the Wall Street Journal would not be writing this favorable of an article if he had not made donations either directly to them, indirectly to them, or to people they like. It's really that simple. It's all about money for the Wall Street Journal. It's fake. It shouldn't be considered a legitimate news organization anymore, I don't think, at this point, especially when you look at the Jeff Bezos ties and all that stuff. But still, nonetheless, we'll continue to mock them. We'll continue to foam with that. I mean, just look at this. 147,000 likes. Elon Musk ratioed them to 4,880 likes. My gosh. We'll go ahead and make that another like there. That's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen a ratio this bad in my entire life. I mean, you have to wonder how embarrassed the person who wrote this is. Let's go and click on it. Who wrote this? I'm actually curious. I haven't looked further into this because I didn't even feel like, I mean, I knew it was going to be complete BS. Like, why even read it? But we'll read it now, whatever. Alyssa Finley is the person who wrote this. Oh my gosh, we'll have to roast her. I'm sure we'll have to roast her. We'll roast her in a second here. I mean, what the heck? I mean, this pencil person, according to her picture here, which is entirely in pencil. Why don't you use a real picture? Maybe because you're ashamed to show your actual face. That's probably what it is. So you'd rather put a drawing. Well, you should be ashamed if you're writing articles like this. Let's just be honest about it. Like, I don't want to be mean, right? But still, nonetheless. Oh no, oh, you really think I'm gonna sign up, huh? I mean, even as someone who makes YouTube videos showing articles like this, it would probably make sense for me to sign up, right? But I just can't give my money to people who are writing this silly of articles. And so, oh, look at that. Hey, Diana. Diana, wait, let me see your hand. All right. So I'll show Diana's hand in the video. So press like for Diana's hand. How you look very pretty, Diana. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto empire went bankrupt gradually, then suddenly, to borrow a line from Ernest Hemingway. Maybe that's how we will look back on Donald Trump's political candidacy too. What? How is that related in any way whatsoever? I'm someone who personally doesn't think that Donald Trump should be the Republican nominee. That said, if he is, I would just simply try to make him better in the ways I want. And that's specifically, if you pick Donald Trump to be the nominee, and I'm not going to be voting in the Republican primary most likely. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll vote, maybe I won't. Right now I'm an independent, and so I guess I'd have to pick which one I wanted to participate in primary wise. But I probably, I mean, I don't even necessarily like primaries that much. I think they're kind of annoying. The whole process of it with the debates and everything, it's kind of annoying. But at the end of the day, the reason why I don't want Donald Trump to be the Republican nominee is because he doesn't have a favorable crypto stance. If he did end up becoming the president, though, what I would do then is just try to get him to have a more favorable crypto stance. I'm not going to be emotional about it. I don't have any ties that way. I just simply want to see the best policy put in place. Now, personally, I would like to see Ron DeSantis as the Republican nominee. And for the Democrats, I also have someone in mind, which is Mayor Eric Adams, who I would like to see. He's also pro-cryptocurrency, as is Ron DeSantis. And pretty much the entire reason why I want Eric Adams and Ron DeSantis is because they are pro-crypto. I want the Republican nominee and the Democrat nominee to be as pro-crypto as possible, and the fact that Donald Trump has expressed some negativity towards crypto is a reason, in large part, why I don't want him to be on the ticket. And Joe Biden, he doesn't seem to have a good regulatory framework. He doesn't seem to have a plan together to keep businesses who are crypto-related in the United States, and so as a result of that, I don't want either of them. And I also think it's good to kind of have younger people in the office, especially going into the future, who understand social media, who understand how to use that to leverage the United States' really influence on a global scale. That said, if Joe Biden's a nominee as well, I would do the same thing. I would just simply try to make him better. I would try to get him to spend less money, which I've already been doing, just like I would do the same thing with Donald Trump. If we have someone new, perhaps they would already have those policies that we want. We wouldn't have to try to change them. That's really what it comes down to. So if you have any emotional attachment to Joe Biden or Donald Trump, that's perfectly fine as long as you're trying to change them in the way that you want to see. That's the most important thing. Just make sure, communicate on social media, communicate with in any way you can, communicate to people they know, communicate any way you can to try to get them to do what you want. And then hopefully, as a result, at the very least, we can have politicians getting better if we don't have better politicians already. And that's the way I look at it. I think that's reasonable. SPF's famous 3 words: Alpha, Kenny, Bobby. What is that referring to? You'll have to explain that to me like I'm 5, because I've not heard that saying yet. Or explain to me like I'm 69. Actually, that's significantly better. Matt, have you heard about POM? No, I have not. I'm not sure what that is. So someone said, let's go 49ers. Oh, are they playing Monday Night Football right now? Should I check on? We'll check. Well, why don't we see who's winning real quick? Okay, spoiler alert. I'm about to show the score. Oh, well, look at that. They already, looks like they already destroyed. I guarantee you Christian McCaffrey must have gone off if they scored 38 points. My gosh, what an absolute wreckage. Let's see. I mean, let's I don't know. Well, I guess this isn't a football show. I mean, even though it'd be fun to have a couple football segments on here. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey must have just gone crazy, because San Francisco's not that great of a team. I don't think on offense to score 38 points without him contributing massively. I don't know why the Panthers even let him go. I mean, what a beast. But yeah, I'll check on that after. This is not the show to talk about Christian McCaffrey, I don't think. Most people in cryptocurrency probably more focused on the market right now than football. That said, a lot of us do like football. I mean, football's still entertaining, right? Well, why not talk about it a little bit? Look at that. As we're continuing to see a massive shift upwards in the sentiment of crypto on Twitter, Elon Musk also has been removing some bots and things like that. So follower counts have been going down on Twitter, even though they've been going up by the minute. They've been going down overall by the hour. I think in total, like maybe 5,000 or so of my followers I think are fake. And keep in mind, I'm not the one who implemented those. Most people have like 100, 200,000 fake followers who have this many followers. So we have a surprisingly high level of real people who are subscribed to us. The people who are not, anyone can buy followers for anyone else's account. And so over the years, like 2 years that or longer than that, technically, since the Twitter's been opened, we've had a lot of people who have been gaining followers for us. Like 5,000 or so is I believe the amount that are fake, and so we should see about that number come off if Elon Musk is doing this right. That said, there's a reason why we have such high engagement on Twitter and why so many of our tweets go viral, because we actually have one of the highest rates of real people engagement on all of Twitter, especially for accounts this size, which is very, very, very nice to see. And I appreciate everyone who's participating in that, who's part of the YouTube channel as well, because without all of us doing that, it wouldn't happen. And that's one of the ways we're able to get these positive Dogecoin messages out. I mean, we had a tweet with hashtag Dogecoin in it that was seen by close to 100 million people very recently. And so that undoubtedly is going to have a nice impact on the market, and it's going to have a nice impact on people hearing about it and then researching it. And then once they do that, then they'll see why it's good, and then they'll invest in it. It's boom, boom, boom. Now we have Dogecoin going up. I like the way that works. Sam Bankman-Fried, by the way, has been staying quiet. I wonder if his lawyer told him to. He probably wanted to delete a lot of the things he said. Then he realized, oh no, it doesn't really matter. People have already taken pictures of it, and it would already be out there for anyone who's an authority figure to be able to see. So you can't really go back on that now. He probably regrets posting it, though, because he definitely posted some things in there that could undoubtedly be incriminating. Bad idea, Sam Bankman-Fried. But, I mean, I will say I do appreciate the transparency. I just don't think that was smart for him specifically. Nonetheless, he probably would have still had the full gauntlet of the law pressed down on him anyway. So, I mean, I guess you could argue that. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter. All he's doing is just making it a little bit easier for prosecutors, because he even felt the need to say, oh, this is not legal, blah, blah, blah. This is not something you can use in the court of law, is basically essentially what he was saying. It's just, I could be wrong, this, that, and the other. But still, nonetheless, I think it's important to keep that in mind. Yeah, Elon Musk, 11 billion taxes. Isn't that crazy? Lions just waking up, says Alex Yanez. Go Lions, Thanksgiving. Yeah, that'll be fun. Thanksgiving Day football is always the best. That's nice. We'll get a bunch of new Thanksgiving Day football games. It's always fun to watch games on Thanksgiving with a nice big plate of turkey and stuffing. I just hope we actually get some good games, unlike we've seen in the past few years with Thanksgiving Day games. We probably will this year. Talk about Cramer. Oh gosh, Jim Cramer. my goodness, what a guy Jim Cramer is. Jim Cramer. Let's go and Google this so we can pull it up. Oh wow, Jim Cramer. Charts suggest S&P will rally. Jim Cramer says. Jim Cramer, inverse ETF. He's a non-stop content machine. He just says random crap that's gonna get headlines. I mean, I will say it's kind of impressive. I do admire his ability to get headlines. Just non-stop all day long. Headline. You wonder why he makes so much money. That's why. There's a reason why Jim has become one of the top financial people. He's really, really, really good at getting headlines. That's the only thing he's good at, though. Predicting investments is the thing he's the exact opposite of good at, because it seems pretty obvious at this point. He's not actually trying to predict good investments. He's just trying to say as many things as possible to get as many articles as possible. So every single thing Jim Cramer says is not really an actual prediction. We don't even know if Jim himself is saying it. His writers and stuff probably doing most of the work at this point, as Jim just sits back and does nothing, I would imagine. I mean, maybe he participates slightly in it, but regardless, he just says everything he possibly can. And because of that, he's wrong most of the time. He doesn't actually put effort into it. It's pretty obvious. If he did, maybe he would be a little bit better at it, but he either doesn't care or doesn't have the ability to be good at it. So regardless of whichever one of those it is, don't listen to Jim Cramer. Don't invest in what he tells you to invest in. Do the exact opposite. Whatever Jim says, run for the hills from that thing. I mean, he said some of the worst calls I've ever seen. In terms of our crypto calls, here on this channel, I've never had a cryptocurrency that's gone down nearly as much as Jim Cramer's stock picks have gone down ever. Not even close. We've had a few that have gone down from the time I picked them, like maybe 10, 20%, maybe a little bit more in some cases, rarely. But almost all of them are still up even now during the bear market from the time I picked them. And almost all of them, more than 90% of them, spiked up massively within a short period of time after I picked them. And so there's a massive contrast there because I actually put the time in. I do the research. I know how to make these things. When it comes to picks, I know how to look at the analytics and everything. Jim Cramer clearly either doesn't know how to do that or doesn't care enough to do it because maybe he's too interested in all these articles. But yeah, I mean, what a ridiculous guy. Oh yeah, are we gonna roast her? I don't know. We'll roast her next episode. The girl from the article about Elon Musk. We'll roast her another time. I mean, what a silly girl. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.